Good morning, everybody. Hi, Paula. Good morning. I'm just sharing this around. Give me a moment. All right. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Say hello if you have run across this. Even if I don't know you, say hello. That's what we do here. Um, Let me bring this up so I make sure I don't miss the comments. Let's see here. There we go. I think that's good enough. Um, so I do this every Tuesday for those of you who are showing up like you always do, or maybe you show up for the replay. If you do show up for the replay, make sure that you are that you put hashtag replay. So I know you've been here. That's a good thing for me. I want to know you've been here. Um, we talk about life's hard stuff and we talk about what God says about it. And I have people who ask me all the time in business and life, how do you get by this? How do you keep that attitude? Um, First, I don't always, okay? Sometimes it's really, 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 really hard. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Um, but normally it's because I have to figure out what God says about it. So I have to dig deep in the Bible, or maybe a devotion will pop up and he'll be like, oh my gosh, this is it. It is life for sure. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Thanks, baby. I was going to wonder where you were. Lee's my sound man. Oh my gosh. Uh, so, um, so today we ran across insecurities. This was the weekly devotion for In Here. Now, many of you know I've been taking you through Embraced by the Miss Liza or Lisa Turkhurst. I love her devotions. You can get them anywhere. I saw them in Hobby Lobby when I discovered Hobby Lobby a couple of weeks ago. Uh, Also, Amazon. Everybody has them. But man, oh man, oh man, she talks about life stuff and how to get through it. And I mean stuff that we deal with. If you're somebody who follows me in business, um, I'm here to tell you that, yeah, all of this stuff happens in business so much. Good morning, Charlene. Good to see you here. Um, and, people say, Molly, I don't understand. You're always bringing God into it. Well, here's the truth. I left him out of it for too many years. That's the truth. You want to know how I've gotten through the last 20? I know, Amy, don't you love Hobby Lobby? Yeah, well, God got me there. I can go back as far as, hey, Steph, good to see you. Thank you. Steph, did you see the earrings, girl? The new shimmer hoop earrings? These are the ones that are in red, but I swear, like, I'm wearing the Avon top and it kind of like reaches into that color instead of red. I love these. I got them in the black, I got them in the clear, but they're going fast. I think one pair, it's already, you can't get them. So, hi Debbie, good to see you. And of course, face is Avon. Thank you very much with the lip butter. Yes. You know, we must support what we do. Thank you very much. Um, so, why do I always bring him into it? Because honestly, there is nothing I do in life now where God is not involved. It doesn't matter what that is. It's relationships, it's my marriage, it's my kids, it's a family, it's business. Yes, even business. And I know people say, I think you'll need to keep God out of everything. I'm not that person, y'all. I can't keep God out of everything because you know what? He keeps showing up. he keeps showing up. And thankfully, hey, Christy, I was just watching you, girl. Hey, Christy, I wanted to let you know that whole thing Unique is doing with the whole revamping the product line and all that. Girl, let me tell you something. We have been through that so many times in Avon, and we are still going through it. They are revamping and remanufacturing and relabeling and getting rid of stuff and bringing stuff. So we know how to survive that. We just find what we love the best, even the new stuff, and we go on with it. But it was so good to see you doing your lives again this morning. Great job. Sister Direct Sales representative and friend, lifelong friend. We don't talk really, but boy, are we very grateful for social media. Christy's family's been in my life for a really long time, as long as Lee has been in my life. And we just, this is good because this is how I keep up with people that I love, but I don't get to talk to them very often. So, hey, Karen, you know your goodies are on the way. Karen just ordered some of my treats, her and a few others. So I'm getting those in the mail to you today, Karen. They should be coming. The Boo Clusters and the German Chocolate Crack, and I hope you love them as much as we do. So we have been sharing those and selling those. So I love that. Hi, Carlia. How are you, friend? Darcy, hello. Good morning. Hi, Gwenda. I see you, but kind of missed you. It was going fast. So good to see so many of you on here. But why, God? That's why. That's why. And if you don't have that, I was leaving. Oh, you did. Well, come on, because if you're going to come to North Carolina, you got to come see me, okay? You have to. Get some good cooking, all that good stuff. Hi, Mary Becker. I see you're watching. Hi, Rosie. See you on here. Holiday baking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, girl. I'm kind of on the Thanksgiving level right now of holiday baking, but I'm going to take it for sure. Maybe share, Karen. When you have that first bite, you might be like, I think I'm going to tuck these bags away and maybe not share with nobody. I got a lot of friends who do that when they get my goodies. So that is so funny. Love it, love it, love it. But I do it. Look, even with the baking and the sharing, and there's so many things that I do. And I bet you didn't know. Hi, Roger. This is Roger's third week in a row. He like shows up for me. I just love him. Roger, I have been watching your post with our guy on The Voice. Oh my goodness, I love him. He is like top for me. Just love him. Oh, love him. And you get all the good pictures with all the stars. Roger, I don't know how you accomplish that, but you are my idol in that department. You really are. Oh my goodness. Hey, Shannon. Shannon says, hide them in a clean. Wait a minute, hold on. I got to go back. It's going fast. Shannon says, hide them in a cleaned out Brussels sprout bag in the freezer. Well, I know for sure Lee would not find them then. See, I love Brussels sprouts, but Mr. Bibb, he does not. So if I wanted, that's a great idea. Hopefully he's not watching this. Hopefully he's back to working out. That's what he was doing. I want Molly Holiday crack. Just saying. Rosie, you know I'm selling the crack, girl. I'm selling the crack, so you need to come on. That German chocolate crack is to die for sure. Marion, I see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mary says, heading to Indianapolis tomorrow with Haley for a church youth conference. Oh, Mary, that's so wonderful. You tell my girl hello and give her a big hug for me. Oh, always, Roger. How could I not love you? Yeah, that's right. I'm the dealer, Shannon. That's right. I'm a dealer. You want a little Molly crack? You want a little Boo cluster crack? We got it for you. That's right. We loaded with all the good stuff. Yes, we are. Good morning, Janice. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So, in the midst of all this, I'm 60 years old, right? So, and people go, Molly, you're always saying that. Why are you always telling everybody how old you are? I think because I like hearing it, because I'm still here, 60 years old, and I am still here. And that is like so great. That God has said, I've still got something for you. You ain't going nowhere. So hang in there, chick, through all the hard times. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. And it is difficult. I have people who say, you get on and you do these lives and you share things we don't understand. First they say, I don't have your knowledge, I don't have your skills, I don't have this. No, honey, y'all are missing it. This isn't skills and all of that stuff. This is simply me working through my insecurities, which is what we're talking about today. Molly, how have you done so well in Avon? Molly, how do you stand up against all the trials and all the mess ups and all the things and all the changes in your company? Doesn't that make you insecure? I have to tell you, it has been a learning experience. And this is what I'm going to tell you about all of that. Until God leads me somewhere else, this is where I'm at. Love my Avon family, love my social media family. I don't like all the drama that sometimes comes with it, for sure, right? But what I do love doing is what God has called me to do. And one of those things is this: showing up for you, showing up for God every Tuesday morning that's available for me, and to talk about something in life that I believe, if we're all honest, that we all deal with. And today that is insecurities. And yes, even this girl has insecurities. Oh, Roger says, I met Danny Goki. You know, I love him because he was my favorite. His story about his first wife dying, and man, that was really the American Idol days, wasn't it? Over the weekend, such an uplifting concert. I've always wanted to see him in concert. Roger, I love him. I have all his music downloaded on my inspiration list. He is a blessing. And you talk about some God using somebody and his story and his life. Absolutely, he is somebody that is happening with every single day. God has taken the bad that has happened to him and he has used it for his glory, for his good, and Danny has answered the call, and I love that. I love that. So go, Danny Goki, keep going. Um, so insecurities, Molly, I can't do this. Look, I deal with this with my team all the time, who tell me what they can and can't do. And the truth of the matter is, it's not that you can't do it, it's that you choose not to do it. You let your fear and your insecurities get in front of something that could really, really bless you, and after a while could really help turn things around. I go back to probably 18 years ago when Avon first asked me to speak at just a divisional thing that they had, which wasn't national stage then. Hey, Jess, my bonus daughter, only daughter I have, okay, is on here. Everybody say hello to the beautiful Jess Stone, who is mommy of my Camden and wife to my don't tell him I told you booter. He will get so upset. No, he doesn't really get upset now, but he used to. Earl, she is married to my oldest and has been the biggest blessing to our family. So I love it. I think that we can. No, Lee, you can't drive. Lee, I don't know if you're talking about drive, but Lee, you cannot drive, Lee. No. There are some things that God says just know where it's at, okay? And I don't think he's calling you to drive, okay? I got a little bit of a runny nose this morning. Sorry, guys. But insecurities is a huge thing, and people say all the time, but I can't. No, 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 no. You're choosing not to. You're letting that fear. And how many times have we talked about fear this year on a Tuesday? Because fear, I'm going to tell you something. It is real. It is real. Anxiety, it is real. Panic, it is real. But it doesn't, even though it's real, it doesn't have to rule. I hope that makes sense. Don't let your insecurity, don't let your panic, don't let your anxiety, don't let your fear, if you let it rule, that is a choice. Molly, how do you know that? Don't you judge me. I'm not judging you. I know that because I deal with all of it. And by the way, at 60 years old, I have dealt with it numerous times. And you know what happens? You think you lick it. You think you're like gone. You think, okay, I got this. And in reality, you don't always got it. It will find a way to revisit. Let me tell you something. The devil doesn't want you to succeed. The devil doesn't want you in a good place. He wants you in a place where you think you can't. And in reality is you can. 18 years ago, they asked me to speak. I'll never forget this, Mike Sanchez. I had never done that before. And although I love people, that was just in no way like my wheelhouse. I know all of you who know me just through Avon now are like, don't, Molly, stop it. It has always been your wheelhouse. No, it became my wheelhouse because no matter how many times I went in the public bathroom and threw up before I had to speak, no matter how many times I had to wipe my sweaty palms and had to put toilet paper underneath my armpits because I was sweating so bad because I was so nervous and so panicky and just so like I can't do this. And then what would happen is I would go through that stage of fear, and then I got up there and started just saying to myself, you can do this. Just talk about what you do. Talk about what you love. If somebody can use it, that's great. But if they don't, they don't. You're not for everybody. And that's what I learned. I wasn't for everybody, but I'd get up there and I did it. And believe me, when I sat down, I thought, oh, I got through it. And then what happened is they asked me to do it again. And then they asked me to do it again. And then I remember when Eddie Silcock asked me to speak on national stage in Orlando and basically said, we're not going to script you. I want you to get up there and I want you to do what you do for the representatives and for Avon. And I thought, oh my goodness, you're kidding, right? And he's like, no. He says, I see what you do. And we were then, of course, just starting on social media and everything, right? And I did. And let me tell you what wouldn't have happened. If I had not kept fighting through my fears and through my anxiety and through my insecurities of, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not pretty enough, I don't wear my makeup like this person, I am not high up like this person, I don't have as many years as that person. See, I found every insecurity. The devil kept throwing it to me. You don't need to get up there. You don't need to tell those people how you get through that. You don't need to tell people about just keep going no matter what. You don't need to tell people that there's always going to be rough patches in life and in business. You don't need to do that. But had I not, Donna Miles, everybody, hands up. Speaking of Avon, Miss Donna Miles, she wore so many hats in our company, okay? But Donna, love you, love your daughter. Thank you for just commenting. That is like, wow. Donna has always been intense in her faith with God too, which I think is has been huge with her sharing many things in her story with me in the past. She knows we're still holding strong even through tough times. And that is what we do. You know why? Because that's what they gauged us to be. They said, yes, you can. And here we are today, still saying, yes, we can, and yes, we will. And God has been a part of that. God, for me, I had to say many times, I've said, God, where do you want me? Do you want me to go? And let me tell you something, as hard as it would be for me, if he told me to go tomorrow, if he opened something up for me and said, Molly, this journey here, but this journey here, this is where I want you. As much as it would make me sad, I would have to believe that he would bring me to something else in my 60 years that could be bigger than anything I've already experienced. I have grown as a person through insecurities, but yet those insecurities still revisit. I have learned how to not let people walk all over me, but to also show those people who have something going on in their life and has made them think they can walk on people. I've learned how to show them grace. Donna says our gifts and our God always has the best journey for us. The best is in you. Absolutely, Donna. Absolutely. I believe that your journey is ongoing. Every day you get up and you're like, wow, another day, you know? I'm not the person too many times anymore who says, I'm just going to take this day and do nothing. Number one, I can't afford to do that, right? But number two, God has shown me in everything I've done, every side hustle, I don't care if it's Uber, door dashing, which I'm doing right now. God has opened up doors and has opened my heart to things that maybe I would have never seen without this. Molly, but if your business isn't doing as well as you'd like, and aren't you mad that you're doing that initially? Yes. You want honesty? Initially, yes. I was. But here's what happens. Here's what happens. When you're open to it and you keep doing what you have to do, and you know the one thing that life taught me after my mom died? You better just keep on keeping on, sister, because you're still breathing. And if you don't, and if you don't do everything you can to take care of yourself, if you don't keep getting up and going to work every day, if you don't keep just climbing that mountain, and when you get to a valley, go through it and get back up. And if you get into some quicksand, get out of it, get back up. If you don't keep doing that, you're not going to survive. But it is a choice. It is a choice, because if you just think because you decide to do something right through the hard stuff one time, some people think they ain't never going to be hard times again. I'm here to tell you, not so. Not so. Life, we are not promised. God never said this going to be easy, except me as your personal savior, and I'm going to promise you life going to be easy. No, what he promised you was eternity in heaven with him. He promised you that in the hereafter, he's got you, and he's got you through this life, and he will walk you through anything. But he never said there ain't going to be struggles. He never said there's not going to be problems in your family. He never said you're not going to have problems in your business. He never said you're not going to have problem in your relationships. He never said you're never going to make a wrong move again because you know me. He says no matter what, I am a forgiving God, and I will show you grace as I have done. And you get back up, girl, and you get on that horse and you ride it again. Wherever I lead you, just follow my lead. Just follow my lead. So insecurity. If God brings us to it, he will bring us through it. Absolutely, Patricia. And you know something else? Let me go one better, Patricia. If God didn't bring us to it and we walking somewhere we shouldn't walk, he's still walking with us. He's just waiting for us to make the right move to help walk us out of it. So if you go, but see, I'm not that person, Molly. I haven't always let God lead. I haven't always, even though it's been hard and I've learned, I haven't. It's okay. Would you think that you can do something so wrong that he can't forgive you for it? Really? Really? Let me tell you something. My God is greater than anything that you could possibly ever do in your life. If you have wronged somebody, God will forgive that. Now, will that other person? I don't know. You can offer that apology. You can be sincere. You can do your penance for that. But the point is, God will forgive you if your heart is absolutely sorry for that. And you know what? You don't stay in that moment. You move on to the next thing that God is going to bring you through. And maybe some of it will be really great things. And maybe some of it won't. Because that's life here on planet Earth. But you can get through it, and it's much easier to get through it with God. But insecurities. We all have them, right? Let's talk about it. We all have them. Let me tell you, have y'all heard the story of Moses? Let's talk about this for a second. In Exodus 4:10, or in Exodus 4, I have to tell you, which a lot of people don't know about Moses, is that Moses wasn't very eloquent in his speech. Matter of fact, they say that they believe he stuttered a little bit. He had a speech impediment, maybe something going on. But God had told Moses, I'm going to use you, dude. I've brought you through a lot, but you're going to go to Egypt and you are going to tell Pharaoh to let my people go, to free the Israelites. That's what he says. You're going to go do this. And let me tell you what Moses said in Exodus 4:10. Moses said to the Lord, and pardon your servant, Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. So where was Moses insecure? Maybe because this was him. Maybe because when he talked in front of a crowd, he froze up. Maybe he had a lisp. You know. Maybe he had something that he felt like, oh God, anybody but me, right? Hey, Janae. I just saw Janae pop in. Maybe that's it. But Moses, yeah, even them Bible people, they all had insecurities. Insecurities are qualities about ourselves that make us lack confidence or assurance they can sometimes be a positive call to action to make healthy changes in our lives. Think about it. These qualities about ourselves that make us lack confidence or assurance, those things that say, oh, I'm not good at this. This is not my best me. Oh my goodness, can be a positive call to action to make healthy changes in our life. Love you too, girlfriend. But insecurities also, for me at least, they can hold us back. They can hold us back from stepping into the assignments that maybe God has for us. I think about all those years ago, had I not stepped up, if I didn't have Lee and Ray Penn and Mike Sanchez going, you can do this. You can get up there. Molly, it's only going to be about 40 people. You can do it. And me thinking, no, I can't. I have all those people who've been doing this longer. No, I can't do that. And Ray, I'll never forget Ray saying, Molly, you have a gift. God rest his soul. God didn't allow me to have Ray in my life for a long time, but that man bought out stuff in me, and not all of it was good, but he bought stuff out in me that helped me believe in me and worked me through my insecurities, even when I got angry with him. He used to say to me, Molly, you are going to be great at this. He said to me, Molly, people are going to follow you because you have such a love for people. He says that's going to be used. And look, I don't know if Ray was a highly religious man. We didn't talk about a lot of that. But one thing is for sure, he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And God used him, whether he knew that or not, to help further my path through my insecurities. Because of people like him, because of my husband telling me, yes, you can, because of a Mike Sanchez, a Donna Miles in my life, whoever that is that was in the business part of it, they didn't just help me. They didn't just help me in my business. They helped me be more out there with life. When people say, I don't understand why you're all, the friends that you have in corporate, those people aren't even there anymore. I think of people like Jordan Humphreys, and these people aren't on here now, but many of you know who I'm talking about. Jordan Humphreys, who was in production with Avon and was big parts of me being up on stage many times, and Michael Senstack, and there are just so many more that are not there now. Joe Balone, Harvey Einstein. There are people that without their guidance, without them, God bringing them onto my path, I would not be this person that I have become today. Maybe some of it hasn't always been good, but you talk about working through your anxiety. Oh yeah, Angie Rossi. Yeah, he was huge. Not so much with me, but as me looking up to him and the type of leader he was, for sure. I tell you, we have been through so many in Avon. It's just crazy. But all these people have a reason to be in your life. And here's the other thing. I have got people that maybe came on and met me because of Avon, but they're not with Avon any longer. But those people established a bond with me. a bond of following me, a bond of more than just a business. And those people still follow me today, whether they are in Avon or not. Those people reach out to me. I reach out to them. And I'm like, hey, how's life? What's going on? How you doing? Steve Bosson, who you all know I just worked with so closely for the Avon community and with them as just a telephone telegram to be able to say, guys, we're going to be okay, and getting direction and getting answers, and him sometimes twisting my arm, putting me into things that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, and he would be like, I think you should. I think you should. And they were mentors, and these people have mentored me through my insecurities. Even if people are not in your immediate life right now, these people played a part somewhere for sure. And sometimes people can play a role that you know who you don't want to be. You know what plays on your insecurity. And sometimes you have to love people from over there because they don't like your direction. They don't like how you're handling something. And they bring that insecurity into the light for you again. And you thought, oh, I thought I like mastered that. Why is this person, why is this person, why are they able to bring this insecurity up in me, make me think like this again? Because that's what the devil wants you to do. Because he doesn't like what you're doing out there. He doesn't like the changes you're doing in the world. He doesn't like that your direction could be God-based, that you're always thinking about what does God want for me? What direction does he want me to go? And it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. They can get on board or not. In that case, talking about Moses, when we talk about sometimes insecurities can hold you back from stepping into assignments God wants us to be a part of. And I have to tell you, that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened in the place where we find Moses in this key verse. Moses knew with absolute certainty that God was calling him to do. He knew what he wanted him to do. God had confirmed it by speaking to him, actually being like, dude, are you hearing me? You're not reading it. Are you hearing me? Audibly through a burning bush. You know, the bush that was burning but wasn't burning up. That one. Bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. Do this. Let's just talk about the command. I want you to do this. And sometimes when you're called to do something, or maybe something shifts and you're no longer a part of something that you thought that, or you're no longer doing something that you thought you would do forever, there's a plan. Be still. Open your eyes, because something better is in the works. My eyes are always open, whether it's problems with my company, problems with my life, problems with my family, problems with friends, problems with my car, problems with something in the house, the plumbing, something. There is something. Am I supposed to learn patience? God, are you going to make me better in this area? God, is this because I'm trying to learn how to be still and not jump, because I'm a jumper? And sometimes I'm somebody who I just sit back and I don't even realize what I'm seeing, and I don't want to, and I'm scared. I'm scared to make the jump, because fear will rule us. Fear will rule us. And I'm sure here, this insecurity of, I don't talk really well, I'm sure that Moses was scared. He was scared people would laugh. He was scared that he would fail God. He thought that there were 100 other people that were better than him, right? But God called him to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. God called him. Moses knew exactly what to say, what God planned to do, that God would be with him, and that God would provide for them with plunder from the Egyptians. That's true. Think about it. So what could possibly hold him back if he knew God had him no matter what? What could possibly hold him back when things seemed really clear? I think it's the same thing that holds you and I back numerous times in our business, in our life, in making our relationship better with our significant other, maybe with your kids. It is the same thing that holds us back. It's our insecurities. It is our fear. Moses doubted that God had created him for the calling he gave him. Remember, he said, God, look, don't, I'm your servant, but Lord, I don't speak eloquently, not in the past, not since you've been talking to me, God, even in the burning bush. Look, you hear me stuttering right now to you, Lord. I am slow of speech and tongue. And the Lord came back with very strong words to Moses. He said, who gave human beings their mouths? God didn't play around here. Can I be honest? When he says, but God, I'm slow to speech and, and tongue, I don't want to get up there and stutter. I don't want to get up there and I don't want to get up there and do this. And he said, let me ask you something, Moses. Who gave you the mouth that you have? Now go. I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. Go, Moses, because I will be with you and we are going to get through this together. See, that's what people forget. No matter how scary it is, God is there. You choose not to feel his presence. You choose not to bring him in. He's there. But instead of wrapping your arms around the fact that that opportunity is massive and you're scared or you think it might not be cut out for you or I don't know what people will think. That's a huge one, right? What will people think? Are they paying your bills? Do they ever have anything else to say except negative where things are concerned? Those aren't your people. I need you to know that they are not your people. People who are always talking to the negative of where it can go, those are not your people. People who extend grace only where they want to extend grace. They pick and choose. I got news for you. Extending grace, grace is grace. Grace to all, grace whatever. But when you pick and choose, that's not God's grace. That's your grace that, by the way, is very broken. It's you just use the fact that you want to do that. It's hard. In your hardest moment with somebody, in your most hurtful moment with somebody, in your most insecurity moment, can you share grace? Can you show grace? How about this? Can you show grace to yourself? Because I'm the worst at that. I would beat, you all think you can beat me up? Let me tell you something. I am the master of beating myself up. Believe me. I don't need any help. I don't need you to come at me. I don't need you to come, and you want to hit me on the chin and knock me down or trip me or, cover up a hole that you want me to crawl out of, because I got news for you. I put myself in my own holes many times. And then I have to look up and I have to say, man, God, I know you're going to get me out of this. I got myself in it, God. You didn't bring me to it. I brought myself to it. But I'm reaching out because I have to let go of the insecurity of what other people think. I have to let go of the insecurity of how I don't feel I'm pretty enough. I don't feel like I'm thin enough. I don't feel like that I do things as well as other people. Or maybe I'm just different. I'm different. Can I tell you? Different is good, but not always. And it has its own challenges. The person with the crazy hair who during COVID and a cancer scare started losing her hair and now is just starting to grow it back. The person who consistently seems to have drama somewhere in the background of business or life. I am the person who has to steamboat my insecurities. Always remember, this is not a beat you up. This is a simply sharing what I live with, what I have lived with. Sometimes something I've mastered, but I never get so secure with that, because about the time I think I've mastered something, something bigger comes and shows me that the only mastering of anything is through God, and Him showing me that I am going to be okay no matter how many times I fall, no matter how many times that I feel like I need to be a people pleaser. That's one of the biggest things with me. I just want to please everybody. I just want to take care of everybody. That is not what God wants me to do. But it's really hard when you live a lifetime of that, and then you realize people react differently because you're not who you used to be. That's who they got used to. That's what they wanted. That, when I first started a team, I wanted to do everything for my team. I wanted to do this. I wanted to give them everything they wanted. I wanted to walk them through it. I wanted to sit there while they put their order in. I wanted to help them pack their orders. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that. That's not what I was called to do. I was called to be a leader. I was called for somebody to be somebody to follow, that they can lead by example. I was called to show them and support them and let them know that they can too, and they don't have to have me right there, because they are strong enough to endure the issues, the problems, the pain, the suffering, but also the good times, also the celebrations, all of that, that we can all endure that together, but somebody else does not have to do the work. I don't have to please everybody. I don't have to be in everybody's presence all the time. God has said, be where I want you. Start there, Molly. Be where I want you. You follow what you have to, what I've shown you what to do. And the others, don't worry about them. I got them. Whew. The exact way He made you is in keeping with how He will use you. Trust this. Listen to that again. The exact way He made you is in keeping with how He will use you. When we doubt we have what it takes for us to be what God calls us to be and to do, we are doubting God's creative abilities. I like to think about that. I like to think, you know what? He was very creative when He came up with me. 6 foot, big feet, crazy hair, before that big hair, can be mouthy, can be a people pleaser, can, say what people don't like, sell a little Avon, meet a little people, deliver people's food, DoorDash, and take people where they want to, Ubering, restaurant work. I mean, all the places, working for doctors, working with the corporate world. Dude, I have been everywhere. I am a smorgasbord of life. I am. But do you know what everything that I've done, do you know what every single thing I've done in life, do you know the common denominator? People. People. Whether it was direct sales, whether it was restaurant work, whether it was working in a doctor's office, whether it doesn't matter. Ubering, DoorDashing, Instacarting, no matter what it is, it was never about, oh, look at the money. It was about people. And in that moment, how can I be used to make their life brighter? Is that bringing them a great meal? Is that taking them from point A to point B? Is that delivering an order, or in my case, maybe helping a team member through a rough point of frustration? Something, just doing something to encourage people. Sometimes I think that has always been my commented on. Locking me in an office where I don't talk to people, where I'm not involved, I think that I would wither away if I could not be in a place where I could support and love on people and share the just the many testimonies of how God has gotten me through something. And sometimes it didn't even look like God. I know he had something, but at the time I would have never called that. But when I let him, he gets me through my insecurities. The exact way he made you is in keeping with how he will use you. Trust this. Embrace it. That God will use who you are right now. Those insecurities, oh, he's going to help you build on them. Those insecurities, he's going to help you learn how to tackle them. But you got to be willing to be up for the challenge. He will use it if you let him, because again, my God is a gentleman. So you have to be open to say, God doesn't make mistakes. Here I am. This is me. And although he has the ability to use everything in me, I can be, people always say, a better person. I don't know. I don't really see it as a good person, a better person, a great person. I see it as a person who's used for greater things. That I am simply a vessel, and you can be too, of greater things. Instead of going in hating your job, figure out where you make a difference and start loving how you make a difference. There's always going to be things about your job you don't like. There's always going to be things about your spouse you don't like. There's always going to be things about your family you don't like, right? I mean, is your family one of the families like mine? You know, here comes Thanksgiving, here comes Christmas. 4 people have got problems with each other, but they all come together for one day and act like they love one another. What is that? I only know because my family has done it for years. We've all done it for years. And maybe you come from the same, oh, it's Thanksgiving. Everybody get together for the family photo, okay? Let's everybody smile. Everybody act like ain't nothing going on. Everybody act like they like each other, okay? Let's do that. You know, why? Because so many people are not dealing with the real issues, the real insecurities. when when insecurities start to make you doubt, flip it around. Listen, flip it around and say, God, I may doubt myself, but I will not doubt you. So I will let your perfection override my feelings of imperfection and do what you instruct me to do. Lead me where you want me to go. God, I may doubt myself, but I will not doubt you. I will let your perfection override my feelings of imperfection and do what you instruct me to do. Man. Sometimes I confess all too often, I doubt I have what it takes to do the things that God calls me to do. So I always ask God to remind me that he has perfectly equipped me for the assignment that he has given me. And to please help me not to doubt it or fear it or compare. Because those are the things, the fear, the comparison, which we've been talking about for weeks. Those are the things that bring me insecurities, y'all. We were meant for so much more. So what I'm telling you is, ask God to use what you have. And you may not think it's a lot. I certainly didn't think it was a lot. But he can take a little and he can make a difference in your life and in anybody's life that you have in contact. And by the way, even if you just made a difference in one person's life, that is a win. That is a win for God, but it's a win for you. And it should help jack your security up and jack your insecurity down. That is what we need to work for. God doesn't make mistakes. You are not a mistake. What you view as your insecurity, as your imperfections, no. He's going to use that in some way. Call upon him and ask him to use you just as you are. And he will. Because have you met me? Do you know me? Do you go way back with me? Do you know my backstory? Do you know the times I've fallen, the times I've messed up, all those things I've shared with you? And many I probably haven't. If he can use me in the moment one more time, then all I'm hoping for is one day when I cross the other side, that he will simply look at me and say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done, Molly, for getting back up. Well done, Molly, for using every imperfection that you had for my glory, for sharing it so people knew they were not alone." God is in that moment with you, but are you going to let him use what that is no matter what? That's what we should be focusing on. We're not promised tomorrow, y'all. We're not. But we are promised an eternity with God if we accept him. But in the meantime, while he has us here, we need to be using everything that we view as an insecurity and an imperfection, and we need to be asking him to use it. And even if you mess up, who cares? That's what grace is for. Get back up and try it again. That's what he wants for you. And I think deep down inside, that's what you want for yourself too. God bless you on this Tuesday and the rest of the week. Let's go forth. Let's kill it, Avon family, right? Let's kill it. We are in fourth quarter. Let's work through all these little issues that we are having, that we're trying to make into big mountain molehills. You know, why are we doing that? Stop it. Good morning, Quentin. Good to see you, friend. And if it's life that's getting you down, hey, get back up. Tell God you need a hand. Ask him to raise you back up. He will do it. He will do it. And finally, if you're like, "Molly, but I just don't know. I just don't know, Molly. You don't understand. Church is bad for me, Molly. Bad things and bad Christians." Let me say what I always say. Don't let a bad church or bad Christians rob you of a good God. Because I did for years. And I missed those years. God never walked away from me. It was the church and the bad Christians who let me down. It's okay. Show them some grace. I'm sure they thought they was doing the right thing. Maybe they weren't, for me at least. But take personal responsibility and let God in. I'm telling you, it's so much better with him than without him. Have a great week, y'all.